Without further delay, we're going to hop into it before the weather gets extremely bad. I hope that you're safe wherever you're at. If you have to be out and about, make sure that you're taking the necessary precautions to stay safe in this weather. If you don't have to be out, then stay in because it's going to get bad out here. As I always say, I pray that you've had an excellent day to this point and that your day continues to be excellent. If you have not had an excellent day to this point, I pray that from this moment forward that your day get exponentially better. As always, this is brought to you courtesy of the 2020 Podcast LLC. Please say the LLC. Sponsored to you by Black Renaissance Clothing Brand. And guess what, fam? They got some new drip on the way, as the young folks say. They got the Melly Juneteenth on shirt, man. They got the Culture Over Everything drops, man. Of course, the Do It for the Culture drops. Culture Over Everything, the Black Melly Juneteenth, man. So make sure that y'all go to the website www.shopblackrenaissance.com and check out all the new gear that they have. They even have, and I'm saying this begrudgingly, they even have some LaFleur Rattler gym shorts coming out, man. So Rattler Nation, man, we know that y'all support big time. So be on the lookout for those shorts that are coming soon, man. They definitely look dope. BC Rain, we need to do something, man, to get Black Renaissance, man, on board with us, man. So we definitely need support, man. Also, my other sponsor, Black Box Grooming, man. Hey, they got the beard all, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that it's smooth, it smells good, and it's all natural, all organic. We have your beard being velvetized. Like I always say, your beard ain't booming if it ain't got Black Box Grooming. They also have the beard butter, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, leave it in. It also smells, man, wonderful, man. Won't have your face looking like you just rolled it in some greasy chicken, man. But it'll have your beard looking velvetized and feeling smooth. You can just rub your fingers through it, you know. So if y'all know somebody, your husband, your work husband, your nephew, your son, somebody down the street, they'll be like, man, they beard ashy. You know what I'm saying? Go to the website, www.blackboxgrooming, man, and go ahead and check out that those beard products. Also, 105 North Jackson Street, aka Canary Bar, man. They have something every day of the week virtually, man. So go down there right now, Wednesday. Make sure you go down there right now, man, after work. The after work Wednesday, get your drink, listen to some music, and just chill out, man, and have a good time. But wait, Thursday, you know what I'm saying? You can still go on down to Canary Bar, man, if they have something jumping. You probably saying, okay, man, Wednesday, Thursday, good. Bam, Friday, you know what I'm saying? They have something going on, man. Friday, I know the date, but it's still going to be the same thing on the 16th, man. All things R&B, man. Make sure that y'all go ahead and check that out, man. R&B. So yeah, that's probably it. That's probably the only thing. Bam, then you got Saturday, man. They still got something going on. So make sure that y'all check out Canary Bar 105 North Jackson Street. Hold on. Bam, every Sunday, man. If y'all know DJ Tech, man, y'all know that he definitely gonna bring the big time vibes, man. Now, man. So make sure y'all go to Canary Bar 105 North Jackson Street, the heart of the entertainment district, downtown Mobile, man. Make sure that y'all check them out for great drinks, great vibes, great music, great atmosphere, just great everything, man. Make sure y'all check that out. And once again, if you have any realtor questions, you're trying to sell a home, you're trying to buy a home, you're trying to trade your home for another home, you're trying to buy some land, you're trying to sell some land, whatever it is, man. If you have a question, make sure you get with Rosalind Spencer of Keller Williams Realty, man, and she will hook you up with everything, man. She will help you view a house. She'll go over with you the fine details of the house. Then guess what she does? She goes about her business and lets you enjoy the moment, man, of looking at the house, man, by yourself, where you feel like you ain't somebody always over your shoulder, but she is always readily available to answer your questions, no matter what, man. So make sure y'all all her information is right there. She'll be happy to assist you. And trust me, if you're having a bad day and you meet her with that infectious smile and that infectious laugh, trust me, she would definitely, you know what I'm saying, turn your day for the better, man. So make sure y'all holler at Rosalind Spencer. You know, so all her information is right there. So without further ado, what's going on, fam? Without further ado, um, and shout out to Alexis House. She posted this status last night, and it had my brain thinking because I used to see this status a lot. Maybe like 2 to 3 years ago, I used to see this status all the time about saying that shutting down is just as toxic as arguing, right? So we know that um, when I used to say when I wanted to be in a relationship, well, when I was looking for a relationship, I always said that, hey, I used to say communicate, 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 communicate. Anybody can communicate, right? So that could be good communication, that could be bad communication, ineffective communication. And then as I saw the things I wanted, I said I had to switch that and change it to I want effective communication. You know what I'm saying? So effective communication is something that we all need to strive for because, like I said, anybody can communicate, but can you communicate effectively, especially when you and the person may not be seeing eye to eye, y'all may be at odds or anything like that. So what is effective communication? I know that people are probably looking at me for give you like a textbook definition of what is effective communication, but I'll give you the Casey definition of what effective communication is. Effective communication is basically when you both can express your your complaints or your disagreements or your dislikes to one another and listen to understand and not listen to respond. Because guess what? We're human. We're not going to see everything eye to eye. We're not going to always agree, right? So the thing with effective communication is hearing that person out. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't agree, you know what I'm saying, with the person, because we know how sometimes it goes. As soon as a person says something that you don't like, you know what I'm saying, you shut down, you get an attitude, you cut them off, or you say something, but sit there, listen, and you may hear something that what, oh, okay, well, you know what, I do see their point. Okay, well, you know what, I do see why they're coming from that angle. Or it could just be, hey, I understand what you're saying, I just don't agree, right? So excuse me, one of the things that when we're talking about arguing and or I got a comment, Jacinta. Effective communication when both parties listen, understand, and validate each other's feelings, even when you may not necessarily agree. Exactly, exactly. I know I hate the cliche, um, agree to disagree, because some people just lean on that like that's the only thing they want to do. Oh, we'll just agree to disagree. We'll just agree to disagree. At some point, you got to come to a compromise or somebody has to sacrifice at some point, especially in a relationship or in a in a marriage or anything like that. I wish my uncle Mike and his wife, Miss Josephine, was on because they just celebrated their 48th wedding anniversary today. So I know they've had some times where they had to compromise and sacrifice because with 48 years of marriage, you're definitely not going to agree on everything. Now as the older they got, I'm pretty sure in that marriage, I'm pretty sure things got a lot smoother. But during those beginning stages, it had to be some compromising and some sacrificing, in that. So when you learn that you're not gonna always see, everything eye to eye, I think that opens up, a more broadened horizon. Agree to what's going on, boy, black. Agree to disagree is shutting down to me. Rarely things get solved with that comment. Yeah, because it's kind of like, from my personal opinion, it's kind of like well, I want to do what I want to do anyway, so let's just move on. Or sweeping things on the road, whatever you want to say. But it's basically y'all didn't solve anything. Y'all just said, okay, we're not going to discuss this anymore because we're not going to agree. So let's press on. So I understand with depending what it is, brother, I think that you can rap. But when you're leaning on that, when that's your when things can't get resolved and you're leaning on that all the time, then yeah, man, it's like, hey, well, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something else. To me that's what it's gonna come down, what I'm saying, to when it comes to that. But now we talk about, arguing, right? Right. And of course, people try to, I guess, wedge a stick between disagreement and arguing. To me, I guess I guess arguing is 1A and disagreements maybe 2B, depending, because disagreements can get heating, which turns into, what I'm saying, arguing, whatever. I feel like in an argument, um, your emotions get the best of you sometimes when you get into a heated argument and you say things that you shouldn't have said. And guess what? When you say, you can apologize all day long and mean it from the bottom of your heart, right? But once you say something, You know what I'm saying? You can't take it. This ain't like Facebook Messenger. You send a message that you meant to send somebody else or you didn't mean to send, and you can go ahead and delete it. Even with Apple now, you can, you know what I'm saying, delete the message, edit it, whatever like that. And you know what I'm saying, if the person didn't see it, you can take it back, they don't see it. However, you know, once you having a face-to-face conversation and you say something that you didn't mean, you know what I'm saying, now, you know what I'm saying, even though you apologized, that still sticks in that, you know what I'm saying, in that person's head. I remember years ago, an older gentleman had told was giving me some advice, and he always he said, excuse me, he said, watch what you say. He said, I've been married, I think don't quote me, I may be wrong. I think he was married for like 30 something plus years. He said, and I still remember something that my wife said to me like 20 something years ago that hurt me to my core, right? And he she's apologized for it over and over again. He said, but I still remember. And this was like I said, I know he was married for a lot for a lot of years, but let's just say 30 years, and he still remembers something that his wife said in the beginning of that marriage. Because once again, once you said it, you know what I'm saying, you can't take it back. You know, so that's one thing about I think about arguing is that especially if it's something that you're passionate about, right? If it's something that you're passionate about and you're arguing, and guess what? Things are gonna get intense. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not meant to be intense, man. I've seen okay, let's just recently, you know, when LeBron got swept and people was making fun of stuff, I saw people get in heated debates about that and stop being friends. Like literally, like I see people, yeah, I had to block them. Yeah, I had to delete them over a basketball argument, over a person that, you know what I'm saying, that you don't even know. Same thing when Dion left Jackson State and went to Colorado. I literally saw people stop being friends, stop communicating. Like I'm talking about family members and everything. Stop communicating over a Jackson State, Colorado, HBCU debate. You know what I'm saying? Only because in the heat of the moment you're thinking with your emotions, you're passionate about something, and you don't want to make it seem like like your feelings are being invalidated or people just don't understand you, and one thing leads to another. Ashanti, what's going on? Is it wrong to bring up something old if it applies to a new argument? Oh, okay. I know you got the smiley face, but woo. Oh, wait. Okay. I, it depends. It depends. It to me, it has to if that new argument is going out the window, right, and it looks like y'all finna come to a resolve on it, just leave it alone. But if it's something to where if you feel like I feel like if you feel like the person is being a hypocrite, and then instead of you holding it in, because guess what? Eventually it's gonna come out anyway. You know, if you don't say it then, 8 times out of 10, it's gonna come up, you know what I'm saying, down the line. Now don't do it now. I would say this, don't do it to be petty. You know what I'm saying? Do it like if you really feel like deep in your heart, like, man, they, you know what I'm saying, they telling me to eat all my food, but they don't even eat all their food. You know what I'm saying? They tell me stop wasting my money, but they, you know, wasting their money, but they wasting mine when they don't, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know, okay, go ahead and say it because guess what? 9 times out of 10, it's probably gonna happen again. But if it's just something that you just pulling out of thin air to be petty, to be messy, to carry it on, then nah, just leave it alone. Because guess what? It's just gonna snowball. You know what I'm saying? Into you know what I'm saying into something else. Then it's gonna be like you. Then it's gonna turn into you always do that. You always do this, and you just doing this. You ain't have a problem with it until you know what I'm saying. So now you're on that merry-go-round, right? You're on that merry-go-round of hearing the same thing over and over again, and that argument that could have been done or a disagreement that could have been done and over with. Guess what? You have now evolved it into something. So a snowball has now turned into an entire, you know what I'm saying, ambulance, right? So with like I said, with arguing, you just got to make sure that disagreement, to me, make sure your disagreement doesn't turn into an argument, right? And then if you got to argue, make sure that you're arguing valid stuff and you're not saying stuff just to hit a person below the belt. You know how we do sometimes. We're like, oh, okay, then they ain't listening to me. Well, I'm gonna say this. Well, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna bring up this and I'm gonna bring up that, and eventually something's gonna get said to where you can't come back from. Some things, yeah, you're gonna say, and a person may not like it, but eventually, they may get, or they will get over it. But it's some things where a person's gonna be like, nah, fam, you said that, and that's something that you've been wanting to say. That's something that you've been wanting to, talk about, whatever. So nah, you didn't say the heat of argument in the heat of the moment. You just had your perfect opportunity to say something about it, right? So yeah, if you have a disagreement, we get it. But an argument, we try to limit those, as much, as much as you can. So it led to with the context of that post that I saw yesterday that Alexis put up was shutting down is just as toxic as arguing. And I commented and I said I see both sides of the of the scope, right? Because truthfully speaking, y'all know I'm transparent. You know, my go to was shutting down, right? Because my thing is, if I feel like we're not getting anywhere, me speaking from an emotional standpoint, and you're already emotional, so now you got two emotional people, so now you're not having dialogue again, right? You're not having effective communication. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you're just going back and forth. That person is trying to out talk you. You're out trying to, talk that person. When you feel that that person is not hearing you, even though y'all both trying to out trying to talk each other, you say a cuss word. They say a cuss word. Now you're going, back and forth. Now, Ashanti, what you was talking about, now something old is brought up in something that had nothing to do with, because now a person has to feel like, well, you know what, I'm finna protect my feelings because you ain't finna talk to me in any kind of way. You ain't finna stop where you ain't listening to me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So now, both emotions are like a peak, at like, at a height, and nothing is being solved. Now, when it goes to shutting down, to me, there are different stages of shutting down. You know what I'm saying? If you're shutting down because you're not being heard, because you feel like you're being overtalked, because you feel like you're being bullied verbally, then okay, because guess what? Nothing is coming out of that. If you're shutting down because, oh, well, things ain't going my way, well, I'm just gonna sit here and fold my arms, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna pout, right? If you're gonna shut down to gather your thoughts. Like, you know what? I don't want to say nothing from a place of hurt. I don't want to say nothing from a place of anger. I don't want to say nothing from a place of that's something where I'm going to say something that I may later regret, right? So, hey, let me get some time to gather my thoughts, and we'll come back. We'll come back at it. Sometimes, what I'm saying, your shutdown period will be longer than what the person wants, right? Because if you get in a disagreement that leads into an argument at, let's just say, 9:30 at night, you know what I'm saying, the person that's on the other end of you shutting down, they're not going to want to wait 2 hours. They may not want to even wait an hour, you know what I'm saying, for you to come back. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to wait 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that, now that has moved into, an entirely, different, different day. And the person's like, man, I'm ready to go to bed. We need to squash this before, we hit the hay. Black, it's natural for a man to shut down. And if a woman forces you to keep going back and forth, when you as a man is being more emotional than logical, that's controlling. I definitely, what I'm saying, see that in a way, especially if you, I feel like if you relate that to that person, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, um, I don't think most people say, "Hey, I'm finna shut down." You know what I'm saying? I think normally when you hit in a disagreement or in an argument, you'll just get quiet. And the person asking, "Hey, what's wrong with it?" You know, hey, I just need a minute. I'm finna go for a walk. I'm finna listen to some music. I'm finna grab me something to drink real quick, and just let me compose my thoughts. Because my thing is, how many times, what I'm saying, and this comes from an argument standpoint, how many times have we been in an argument with someone, and you argue right away, and then y'all came to a conclusion and it was done, and then later you was like, man, I forgot to say this. Man, I forgot to say that. Man, I should have said this. So now it's something still, what I'm saying, going on in your mind that you should have said that didn't get addressed, but because you hurried up hurried up because you hurried up, you know what I'm saying, and had that conversation and then get your thoughts fully together. Now it's something that that's it's still a stone that's still that was unturned, you know what I'm saying, between y'all, because guess what? You rushed it, and that person thinking it's over, but now you're like, man, I didn't say that. So now, and some people do this. Some people like, man, well, if we ever had that again, then guess what? I'm gonna bring that back up. And guess what? Now what's gonna happen? Why didn't you say that when we was first having that disagreement? Well, we had it right then and there. I didn't get a chance to collect my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. You know what I'm saying with that. Jacinta, instead of shutting down, ask to take a time out for a short period of time so both parties can cool down. I hate dragging arguments or disagreements, you know what I'm saying, into the next day. And I guess with that, I guess it's a you and that person, generally speaking, um, we have to come up like, hey, if a person likes to take a walk, okay, you taking a walk at 6:18. Can we can we have this resolved by 7:30? Can we have this resolved by 8? You know what I'm saying? If a person said, okay, I'm gonna try, you know what I'm saying? Don't badger them, you know, standpoint, you know, try, you know, now you're thinking like, man, I can't even, you know what I'm saying? Like at some point, you know what I'm saying, you have to let that person gather their thoughts, how they gather their thoughts, right? You know what I'm saying, when it, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. So I think that both parties, you know, you definitely need to cool down, because like I was saying earlier, you don't want to say something that you'll end up taking back later. That happens too many times in arguments when somebody wants to handle something right then and there, or when a person feels like they're not being listened to and they're not able to get it, then stuff is said, you know what I'm saying, that you don't mean to say. Black. When men lead with emotion, that's how violence occur. Man to man, we just say whatever do and walk away while a woman wants to keep going. That's not respecting your boundaries. Yeah, I mean we've seen it like, man, years ago, man. Um, I was in a, you know what I'm saying, I was in a relationship to where the person just wanted to follow me arguing, you know, and I was like, hey, this isn't going anywhere. And before it gets worse than what it has to be, we just need to, you know what I'm saying, just take a time out, take a chill, whatever like that. And the person was following me, still arguing after I said, hey, trying to let the cooler head provide, you know what I'm saying, right? So that's my thing. You don't want to, and Black, that's very true. We've seen, you know what I'm saying, to where, you know what I'm saying, a woman will be confrontational, will put the finger in the face, rolling the neck, talking loud and aggressive, cussing you, belittling you as a man. And then as a man, if you really don't have that self-control to walk away anyway, or have that self-control just to bite your tongue, whatever like that, that's when you see, unfortunately, that's when you see violence occur, where the man will either cuss the woman out or actually physically, you know what I'm saying, harm her. You definitely, as a man, you definitely don't want to let it, you know what I'm saying, let it get to that point. But as a woman, you also don't want to, you know what I'm saying, provoke or do something when a man is trying to, you know what I'm saying, be the bigger person, you know what I'm saying, sort of, you know what I'm saying, sort of, you know what I'm saying, sort of speak, you know what I'm saying, with things of that. Jacinta, I'm still adjusting to the timeouts, but I understand why they are needed. Exactly. Sam, it's a natural defense mechanism for men. A man shuts down because he loves her. If he doesn't, he knows he can hit the woman like a man. And you know, Black, you're making a bunch of excellent points, because if it's a woman that you love, right, you definitely don't want to say anything, you know what I'm saying, to hurt that person. Have I been guilty of a person keeps saying something, then I say something, you know what I'm saying, either out of spite, or I say something that I know is coming from an emotional standpoint. Yes, I've been guilty of that. But I also now looking back, that's not the way to handle things. That's why, like, I don't think I don't necessarily agree with that topic that's on the post. That's not about shutting down. Is just as toxic as arguing. I really don't. I get what they're trying to say, but from the standpoint of how I look at shutting down, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying, at all. Ashanti, yeah, I like to argue right away and get it over with. I don't like timeouts, but I know men in particular, need that timeout. Yeah, and I guess that's the common theme. Like women want to hurry up and get it over with, and men want to, what I'm saying, let me collect my thoughts. Let me rationalize what's going on to where we can come out of this positive in a positive standpoint and not in something negative, right? So my thing is, Ashanti, if what I'm saying, like for instance, if you know your husband needs that time out and you like to argue, what I'm saying, not your heart, you like to argue and get stuff done right away. Your husband likes to take a time out or likes to shut down until it gets to start together. How do y'all handle that? What I'm saying? What balance have y'all, what I'm saying, come to find when you know that he likes to digest and you like to handle it right away? How do y'all handle that? Black NFL player Randolph just got off on murder because his girl wouldn't stop. Also, that dude that woman shot her husband in the head while he was literally walking away. Man, that was sad. You know what I'm saying? I remember because that's the one that happened on live. The one that where the girl shot the woman in the head in front and the grandmama was I think that was the mama. The mama was instigating it, and the daughter was right there. I think they had a child that was right there. So yeah, and that's one thing. Now with him, the only thing I would say with him, and I'm not faulting him because he's dead and gone now, right? My thing is, like, to me, he didn't get out of that situation quick enough. Like, you saw it boiling, like you could see it boiling and boiling. Then you got the mama instigating, what I'm saying, the situation, and you saw that nothing fruitful was going to come out of that situation. You saw that nothing fruitful, and of course you got people, they want to stunt, what I'm saying, in front of the live and get all these likes and stuff like that. So to me, I would just went ahead and went out of the house. What I'm saying? At that point, what I'm saying? But when she was like, "Oh, you're gonna dead, we going to a funeral, or you're gonna be dead, or I'll shoot you, I'll kill you," did something that she was saying about she was gonna do bodily harm to him, even though he was trying to he was literally trying to defuse the situation, and she, what I'm saying, shot the man in his back, in the back of the head, or shot him in the back. And that's why I said, man, when she did that from an emotional standpoint, you know what I'm saying? This post is insinuating that men should argue like a like a woman. Nah, man, and that's the thing that I think that we have two different wavelengths, what I'm saying, on that. And just as Ashanti said, her husband likes to do the weight approach, and she likes to do the let's, what I'm saying, let's get into it. So at this point, that's when you find where's your, what I'm saying, the compromise, what I'm saying, in between. Ashanti says, I go watch a Lifetime movie in the bedroom. He watches sports in the living room. Then after a few hours, we both talk it out in the bedroom. But yes, I've had to learn to shut up and wait. So with you taking that approach, because of course, when you say that you like to solve things out, what I'm saying, right away, that's something that you're used to. And I'm assuming that your husband wanted to shut down and collect his thoughts, that's something that he used to. So at what point did y'all come to that compromise and say, hey, even though I've been doing this my entire life or most of my life, I'm willing to meet you in the middle? And at what point did he say, okay, we meet in the middle and I'll be more willing to not have my shutdown time as long, or okay, well, I'll do this. Let me watch a game and then we come back, or we'll come back after your movie. At what point, what I'm saying, do you did y'all come to that? Men will shut down over 68.2% of the time when he feels disrespected. Women should take that as a sign to cool off, not provoke. Yeah, because if you want to think, if you think about it, what I'm saying, when we're having a debate about sports, men, right? We go at it. You know what I'm saying? Because we try to prove a point or whatever, and then there's nothing for a man to say, I know you ain't talking about I know you ain't talking about Jordan when Kobe ain't did this or LeBron ain't did it. Oh man, I know you ain't talking about that sorry behind team that you be rooting for, but it's kept in bounds. You know what I'm saying? More times than not, a man is gonna be like, You know, or if you say, "Oh, your team suck," oh well, shoot, that's why your wife got fired from her job. It's not going to go that route. We're going to keep it in those lines. You know what I'm saying? When we go about it, but it seems like most of the time when women argue that they're going to pull out that card that's going to go from something personal more than what it is. Clarissa, I'd rather shut down than speak out of impulse because once you've spoken in anger and say something you regret, it can't be taken back. And no amount of I'm sorry can take away the mental psychological damage that's been inflicted. Yeah, and that's something I agree. And I don't know if he was on. I stated earlier that years ago, a man that had been married for a while, I want to say like 30 something years, was giving me advice. And he told me that he was like, saying just watch what you say, do argument, stuff like that. He said, because he still remember was something that his wife said in the beginning of his marriage, the beginning of their marriage, and they had been married like 30 something years. So that just go to show you that even though, what I'm saying, he said that his wife had to apologize over and over again. He said, but he still can't forget, so he didn't tell me what she said, but he just told me that she said something that after all those years, he didn't forget. Jacinta, all men on shutdown. Some argue more than women. Yeah, I could definitely, what I'm saying, but believe that. I don't know if that comes from a place where they just like to argue, or if it comes from a place to where it's their ego or pride, what I'm saying, in a way like, well, no, you ain't finna outdo me. You ain't finna, overtalk me, what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So that's what, that's why I believe that, what I'm saying, that would come from saying, they just want to have the upper hand, or just want to be, in control of whatever argument or disagreement, that was, that was going on. But I just think, like, in the end of it, I think everybody really wants to be heard, right? And everybody wants to feel like their thoughts and feelings are being validated, and not being, taken, not being taken lightly, because sometimes, like I said, I've had to learn to where you can't listen to respond, right? Because if you listen to respond, you're basically waiting for that person to shut up so you can say what you got to say. What I'm saying? That's what you're basically doing. So now I come with the approach to where I try to listen to understand, even if I don't agree. What I'm saying? I'll be like, okay, I don't agree, but let me see if I can understand where this person, what I'm saying, is coming from. Because if you listen to understand, it will open your eyes into maybe something that you didn't see. Because if you're emotional, you ain't hearing nothing nobody say. They may say something that that you agree with. What I'm saying? You so hot and emotional behind it to where you don't even hear what they said. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't even like when I did. Well, I said I did. Well, I didn't hear you and rah rah rah. You know what I'm saying? Because you already emotionally charged up. Ashanti, y'all arguments will go too far over something that's really stupid. Okay. We never we never argue over a major issue. So after that first year together, we agreed on a timeout and that neither one of us would leave the house while mad. Okay, okay. And you know what? You know what, Ashanti? That I've heard that before about it's not the big issues that kill us, it's the small ones that turn into something big. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like crazy stuff like, hey, you you left your sock on the edge of the bed. You know what I'm saying? And now that has turned into a full-fledged argument over something that could have been so easily defeated. My rule for arguing is speak without offending, listen without defending. That makes sense. I like that. I like that. I like that. Especially the speak without offending part. But like the theme has been, what I'm saying, if you're trying to handle something right away, what I'm saying, and that temperature is hot, that temperature is rising, emotions automatically, what I'm saying, are just gonna come into a fray. Emotions are just gonna run how they're gonna run. You know what I'm saying? And then, so you're gonna say something, out of the heat of the moment. Just like you were saying, Black, you know, um, you keep provoking, your intent, and I'm not speaking on hitting the woman at all. But if you keep provoking, then guess what? That emotion, that flesh is gonna take over. right? And then you know somebody said, "Oh, it was a reaction. Oh, it was a reflex. It was a reflex." You know what I'm saying? Just like if somebody jumped up and scared you, you know what I'm saying, and you punch, you know that's not something that was your intention, but your reaction. That you know what I'm saying, that was your reaction. You know what I'm saying, of it to punch whatever it was that was trying to you know what I'm saying scare you. You know what I'm saying, or what you know what I'm saying, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and I just want to highlight, man, some of the things that y'all was saying, man, that are very, you know what I'm saying, that are very, you know what I'm saying, valid, you know what I'm saying, to everything that we're talking about, especially when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, arguing versus shutting, you know what I'm saying, versus shutting down. And I really think, I think that over time, um, we will realize that we need to come to some kind of medium when we get into these things about okay what to do. Like Ashanti, you said you'll go watch a Lifetime movie, he'll go watch, you know what I'm saying, a sporting event, and then y'all come back, you know what I'm saying, together over it. Because it seems like I was saying earlier, and like you said, it's over smalls. You know what I'm saying? Something like you said, something that's really stupid. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what really, you know what I'm saying, gets it, you know what I'm saying, that we're arguing over something that ain't even, like I said, oh, you're stuck at the end of the bed. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know what I'm saying, y'all, you know what I'm saying, like this. You know what I'm saying? But and I think that's another thing that I like that y'all do. Y'all go into separate areas of the house, because if you're sitting like that, like if that's you right there, Shanti, and that's your husband right there, then it's just like y'all boiling in that pot together, and somebody is gonna say something slick. Oh, so you really ain't gonna say nothing, huh? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm trying to gather my thoughts, so you leave me alone. Oh, so you want, you know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I'm saying, now something else, you know what I'm saying, has came about. Oh, y'all, that thunder rolling in, so we finna wind this down. But you know what I'm saying, I think that's good that y'all have decided to go in one room, you go in one room, and you know what I'm saying, and he goes in another, man. I think that's an excellent idea, especially if it's working for y'all. You know, so that may not work for everybody else, but it works for y'all. So I definitely, you know what I'm saying, salute and applaud y'all, you know what I'm saying, on that one, because y'all, I know y'all have been married, you know what I'm saying, for a few years, maybe. How long y'all been married? Shanti? About 10 years, if not longer, so I know y'all definitely had to, you know what I'm saying, to definitely, you know what I'm saying, figure it out, man. But I guess I'll sum it up with this. Don't look at, you know what I'm saying, I don't think shutting down an argument, 13 years. Oh wow. Congratulations, classmate. Um, I really think that shutting down an argument are like on two different ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think, I don't now, if, like I said, if you're shutting down with no resolution, you're shutting down because you don't like how things are going, as far as like a standpoint of your pride or your ego or something like that, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, that's tough. But if you're shutting down to, hey, let me gather my thoughts. Hey, let me let me take a breath. Then okay, then a as long as you have a resolution on your mind to come back, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and meet together. And definitely don't take advantage of the person giving you that time. Like I'm pretty sure your husband doesn't be like, well, I want to watch a whole Sunday worth of football games, and then I'll get back to it. I'm sure you'll be like, well, I'm gonna watch this Lifetime marathon, and then I'm gonna get back with you. You know what I'm saying? It's good that y'all do take that, you know what I'm saying, allotted time, you know what I'm saying, to come back and mend things over, man. And this lightning and thundering is really coming down, man. So we finna wrap it up, man. I thank everybody, man, for chiming in. Jacinta, thank you so much. Clarissa, Boy Black, Ashanti, everybody, man, that chimed in, man. Make sure that y'all continue to tune in to Wind Down Wednesday and Tubi Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Right here, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook, on the 2020 podcast page, and the 2020 podcast LLC's YouTube page. You can catch that and many more of our segments, you know what I'm saying, on those various outlets, man. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure y'all do it. Y'all do it all, man. But this is your boy, Mr. Wind Down Wednesday, aka also the Tubi Kane, and this is always brought to you courtesy of the 2020 Podcast LLC. Please say the LLC. Sponsored to you by Black Renaissance Clothing Brand. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go to the website, www.shopblackrenaissance.com. Brought to you by Black Box Grooming. Make sure you go to the website, www.blackboxgrooming.com. Brought to you by Canary Bar, 105 North Jackson Street, the heart of the entertainment district in downtown Mobile, Alabama. And Rosalind Spencer, realtor. Make sure y'all check her out, man, if you're trying to do anything with a house or anything in the realty, you know what I'm saying, arena, man. Make sure that y'all that y'all check her out. So without further ado, man, I'm gone, man. Y'all, like I said, y'all stay safe. I had to bust out the old, do it for the culture, the throwback, do it for the culture. But as I say, man, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay safe, and until we meet again, man, blessings.